Life processes, nutrition and digestion. CBSE Class 10 Science, Chapter 6 Notes. Nutrition in plants and animals. Nutrition, the process by which an organism takes food and utilizes it, is called nutrition. What is the need for nutrition? Organisms need the energy to perform various activities. The energy is supplied by the nutrients. Organisms need various raw materials for growth and repair. These raw materials are provided by nutrients. What are nutrients? Materials that provide nutrition to organisms are called nutrients. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats are the main nutrients and are called macronutrients. Minerals and vitamins are required in small amount and hence are called micronutrients. What are the modes of nutrition? Autotrophic and heterotrophic. Let's look at the autotrophic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which an organism prepares its own food is called autotrophic nutrition. Green plants and blue-green algae follow the autotrophic mode of nutrition. The organisms which carry out autotrophic nutrition are called autotrophs or usually green plants. So autotrophs use simple inorganic material and convert into complex high energy molecules of carbohydrates. Autotrophic nutrition is fulfilled by the process by which autotrophs intake carbon dioxide and water and converts these into carbohydrates in presence of chlorophyll sunlight is called photosynthesis. The equation for this is carbon dioxide plus water gives sugars and oxygen. Green plants prepare their own food. They make food in the presence of sunlight. Sunlight provides energy, carbon dioxide and water are the raw material, and chloroplast is the site where food is made. What is photosynthesis? The process by which green plants prepare food is called photosynthesis. During this process, the solar energy is converted into chemical energy and carbohydrates are formed. Green leaves are the main site for photosynthesis. The green portion of the plant contains a pigment, chloroplast, chlorophyll, which is a green pigment. The whole process of photosynthesis can be shown by the following equation. 6 carbon dioxide plus 12 water molecules gives glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water. Raw materials for photosynthesis are sunlight, chlorophyll, the sunlight absorbed by chloroplast, carbon dioxide which enters through stomata and oxygen is released as a byproduct through stomata on the leaf, water, water plus dissolved minerals like nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. are taken up by the roots from the soil. How do raw materials for photosynthesis become available to plant? Water comes from the soil through the xylem tissue in roots and stems. Carbon dioxide comes in the leaves through stomata. So let's look at the main events of photosynthesis. First is site of photosynthesis. Chloroplast in the leaf. Chloroplast contain chlorophyll, which is a green pigment. Absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Conversion of light energy into chemical energy plus splitting or breaking of water into hydrogen and oxygen. Reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Sunlight activates chlorophyll, which leads to the splitting of the water molecule. The hydrogen released by splitting of the water molecule is utilized to reduce carbon dioxide and to produce carbohydrates. Oxygen is the byproduct of photosynthesis. Carbohydrate is converted into starch and stored in leaves and other storage parts. The splitting of water molecule is a part of the light reaction. Stomata. These are tiny pores present in the epidermis of the leaf or stem through which gaseous exchange and transpiration occur. Functions of stomata: exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide. Loses a large amount of water in the form of water vapor during transpiration. Opening and closing of stomatal pores. The turgidity of guard cell controls the opening and closing of stomatal pores. When guard cells uptake water from surrounding cells, they swell to become a turgid body which enlarges the pore in between stomatal opening. While when water is released, they become flaccid, shrinking to close to the pore, which is known as stomatal closing. What is the significance of photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is the main way through which solar energy is made available for different living beings. Green plants are the main producers of food in ecosystem. All other organisms directly or indirectly depend on green plants for food. The process of photosynthesis also helps in maintaining the balance of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the air. Now let's look at the heterotrophic nutrition. This mode of nutrition in which an organism takes food from other organism is called heterotrophic nutrition. Organisms other than green plants and blue-green algae follow this heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition can be further divided into three types, namely saprophytic nutrition, holozoic nutrition, and parasitic nutrition. What is saprophytic nutrition? In saprophytic nutrition, the organism secretes the digestive juices on the food. The food is digested while it is still to be ingested. The digested food is then ingested by the organism. All the decomposers follow this saprophytic nutrition. Some insects like houseflies also follow this mode of nutrition. Now let's look at the holozoic nutrition. In holozoic nutrition, the digestion happens inside the body of the organism. That is, after the food is ingested. Most of the animals follow this mode of nutrition. Parasitic nutrition. The organism that lives inside or outside other organism or host and derives nutrition from, from it is known as parasite, and this type of mode of nutrition is called parasitic nutrition. For example, cuscuta, tick, etc. Let's look at the nutrition in amoeba. We all know that amoeba is a unicellular animal which follows holozoic mode of nutrition. In holozoic nutrition, the digestion of food follows after ingestion of food. Thus, digestion takes place inside the body of the organism. Holozoic nutrition happens in 5 steps, namely ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. Let's look at the steps of holozoic nutrition. First is ingestion. The process of taking in the food is called the ingestion. Digestion. The process of breaking complex food substances into simple molecules is called digestion. Simple molecules thus obtained can be absorbed by the body. Absorption. The process of absorption of digested food is called absorption. Assimilation, the process of utilization of digested food for energy and for growth and repair is called assimilation. Egestion, the process of removing undigested food from the body is called egestion. Amoeba is a unicellular animal that follows holozoic mode of nutrition. The cell membrane of amoeba keeps on protruding into pseudopodia. Amoeba surrounds the food particle with pseudopodia and makes a food vacuole. The food vacuole contains food particles and water. Digestive enzymes are secreted in the food vacuole and digestion takes place. After that, digested food is absorbed from the food vacuole. Finally, the food vacuole moves near the cell membrane and undigested food is expelled out. Now let's look at the nutrition in human beings. Human beings are complex animals which have a complex digestive system. The human digestive system is composed of an alimentary canal and some accessory glands. The alimentary canal is divided into several parts like esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Salivary gland, liver and pancreas are the accessory gland which lie outside the alimentary canal. So what is the structure of the human digestive system? The human digestive system comprises of alimentary canal and associated digestive glands. Alimentary canal, it comprises of mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine and large intestine. And what are the associated glands? Main associated glands are salivary glands, gastric glands, liver and pancreas. Let's look at the mouth or the buccal cavity. The mouth has teeth and tongue. Salivary glands are also present in the mouth. The tongue has gustatory receptors that perceive the sense of taste. The tongue helps in turning over the food so that saliva can be properly mixed in it. Teeth help in breaking down the food into smaller particles so that swallowing of the food becomes easier. There are four types of teeth in human beings. Let's look at them. The incisor teeth are used for cutting the food. The canine teeth are used for tearing the food and for cracking hard substances. The premolars are used for the coarse grinding of the food and the molars are used for the fine grinding of food. Salivary glands secrete saliva. Saliva makes the food slippery, which makes it easy to swallow the food. Saliva also contains the enzyme salivary amylase or ptyalin. Salivary amylase digests starch and converts it into sucrose and maltose. Esophagus, taking food from mouth to stomach by peristaltic movement. Peristaltic movement, which is a rhythmic contraction of muscles of the lining of the alimentary canal to push the food forward. Let's look at the stomach in detail. Stomach is a bag-like organ. Highly muscular walls of the stomach help in churning the food. The walls of the stomach secrete hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid kills the germs which may be present in food. Moreover, it makes the medium inside the stomach as acidic. The acidic medium is necessary for gastric enzymes to work. The enzyme pepsin secreted in the stomach does partial digestion of protein. The mucus secreted by the walls of the stomach saves the inner lining of the stomach from getting damaged by hydrochloric acid. Digestion. Small intestine. It is a highly coiled tube-like structure. The small intestine is longer than the large intestine, but its lumen is smaller than that of large intestine. The small intestine is divided into three parts like duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Liver. Liver is the largest organ in human body. The liver manufactures bile, which gets stored in the gallbladder. From the gallbladder, bile is released and as and when it is required. Pancreas. It is situated below the stomach. It secretes pancreatic juice which contains many digestive enzymes. Bile and pancreatic juice go to the duodenum through a hepatopancreatic duct. Bile breaks down fat into smaller particles. This process is called emulsification of fat. After that, the enzyme lipase digest fat into fatty acid and glycerol. Trypsin and chymotrypsin are enzymes that digest protein into amino acids. Complex carbohydrates are digested into glucose. The major part of digestion takes place in the duodenum. No digestion takes place in jejunum. The inner wall in the ileum is projected into numerous finger-like structures called as villi. The villi increase the surface area inside the ileum so that optimum absorption takes place. Moreover, villi also reduce the lumen of the ileum so that food can stay for a longer duration in it for optimum absorption. Digested food is absorbed by villi. Now let's look at the large intestine. Large intestine is smaller than the small intestine. Undigested food goes into the large intestine. Some water and salt are absorbed by the walls of large intestine. After that, the undigested food goes to the rectum from where it is expelled through the anus. Large intestine absorb excess of water. The rest of the material is removed from the body via the anus, which is also known as egestion.